Maddie and welcome back to Fully Charged. Recently on the channel you might have seen that I made the switch from a petrol pumping hatchback to an electric car. We've actually got the Renault Zoe right now. This is temporary because we've got something quite exciting on order, but that's another story. So making the change to electric was absolutely game changing, would never go back. But here's the thing, for the majority of the journeys I make, I don't actually use the electric car. No, instead I use the bicycle. So I live just outside of Cambridge, which is often known as Britain's cycle city, and I totally see why. It's got over 80 miles of bike lanes, there are lots of routes that connect the local villages and towns, and let's not forget that there are about 50,000 students who will hop on the saddle to get between their lectures. So the bike is my preferred way of getting around the city, but what I want to know is, will giving my push bike an electric upgrade be worth it? Let's talk about e-bikes because their popularity has soared in recent years. It's actually thought that in the next 3 years, somewhere between 125 and 130 million e-bikes will sell globally, which is a huge amount and would make them the best-selling EVs on the planet, outnumbering the number of electric cars on the road. So to find out what all the fuss is about, I'm going to take these two for a little test spin, but helping will be Greg.
Yes, haven't tried an e-bike before, so I'm very excited.
No, this is going to be fun.
My ride for the day is the 2020 Raleigh Array. Good all-rounder, entry level this one, so aluminium frame. It's got 7 gears. You've got front suspension, which is great for evening out lumps and bumps in the roads, or cobbles if you're biking around Cambridge. You've got a kickstand at the back. You've got front and back mud guards as well, rear pannier rack, and you've got a front and back light powered off the battery.
I'm going to be taking the FLIT folding e-bike for a spin. These are actually available for pre-order, but this is one of 3 that are actually in the UK right now. So I feel pretty special to be cycling this. And what's really cool is that it was designed and made in Cambridge. Whee! It's got an aluminium frame, it's been heat treated, and the whole thing, including the battery, weighs 15 kilograms. You've got your front light here. You've got an integrated backlight, and these are both powered by the battery, more on that later. Up here you've got your brakes and a control unit, and tucked in just behind the control unit you have a USB port, so you can charge your phone if you want to.
Right, let's have a look at the tech of the Raleigh Array e-bike. The e-bit comes from the battery, 400 watt-hour battery. To charge that up from completely empty to fully charged, it's 4 to 5 hours. That sends juice to the motor back here on the rear wheel hub. Electric drive speed is 25 kilometers per hour max, which is 15.5 miles per hour. Range is around about 30 to 50 kilometers, that's 20 to 30 miles, but that depends on the rider weight, the terrain that you're riding over, and also which level of assistance you're going for. There are 3 levels, they're all operated via this control panel up here. You've got Eco, Standard and High. Last thing to show you is, with this key, you can take off the battery. So that can get locked up in the shed or whatever, and this can come in to get charged inside.
Let's talk about the fun stuff on board the FLIT e-folding bike. It has a rear wheel hub motor back here, and that is powered by a custom 220 watt-hour battery that is hidden inside the sleek frame. So you can charge it using this port at the back, or you can take it out by slipping out the saddle, and then the battery just slides straight out of the frame, and then you can take that inside and charge it whenever you want to. And it should charge from nothing to full in about 3 hours time. So the FLIT has the same range as the Raleigh, except it has 5 different assistance levels which you can hop between just using the control unit up here. And then finally, just like all e-bikes in the UK, the motor will provide you a max speed of 25 kilometers an hour. As with any folding bike, there is going to be a knack to it, and you're going to become slicker the more you practice. I've heard though that you can get this fold down to 10 seconds. I'll give it a go.
Oh, she's got the first wheel round. Looking promising. Oh, second wheel's up! Smashed it.
Yes, was that under 10 seconds? That was under 10 seconds. Okay, we're going to head into the city centre. It's worth saying that we are filming this during lockdown, so this bike ride is going to be our daily exercise. We're going to limit the time that we're out and we'll only stop very, very briefly. But this is actually the first time that either of us have been into the centre during lockdown in about 6 weeks. So we're actually just really looking forward to seeing it all quiet and beautiful.
Yeah.
Right, ready?
Adventure time.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey Mads.
Yeah.
Standing start.
Standing start, you say?
Standing start race.
Okay, all right.
Okay, ready? I'm on high mode.
You're on high? Okay,
when it goes
hang
green,
on,
3,
hang on.
2, 1,
go.
Go.
So this is a bit of an uphill route into Cambridge that I'd usually find quite tricky. I mean, it's not hard, it's not impossible, but it might put me off cycling into town. But with the electric bike, it is so much easier. And we're about to cross the train tracks, which involves going over a bridge that's very steep. So I'm excited to see how the electric bike makes a difference. This is the bridge that can sometimes be difficult. So we're going for it using assistant mode 5. Okay, this is revolutionary. Honestly, this bridge is manageable, but typically it can be a bit of a struggle, especially on an early morning, and it's so easy. Okay, we're approaching Kings right now, it's on our left. Wow.
We've got a family friend in the Lake District, which is very hilly, and apparently she would not normally go out on a standard push bike, but she's got an electric bike and she's been loving going out with assistance up the hills.
Yeah.
And apparently she's knocked it down from level 3 assistance to level 2 assistance.
So as she gets fitter.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
it's like a gateway, I guess, towards eventually maybe doing a normal push bike.
Which is really interesting because Halfords reported that in the UK 65% of their electric bike sales are going to over 55s. So I think we're seeing these as sort of like a way of getting people back into cycling, which is pretty cool.
And getting assistance where they need it.
Yeah, but what I think is really exciting is how it's sort of like the role e-bikes might play in commuting in the future. Because I think for a lot of people who might have to commute that sort of like 4-5 mile-ish distance, a push bike they're just not interested. It's a little bit too tricky, a bit too far, and they will favour a car. However, an e-bike suddenly makes that distance much easier. Yeah. And I think for people who might not be able to afford or make the investment in an electric car, I think an e-bike is a really good alternative.
Cool.
Exciting.
Shall we carry on?
Yes.
All right.
Just thought I'd give you sort of my opinion on the FLIT bike. I love it. I love it as a fold-away bike. I think it would be incredible for commuting, especially if you were going sort of like to and from the station and then you wanted to go somewhere else and take it to work. Is it the most comfortable bike? No, it doesn't, you know, have the big comfy saddle or, you know, the larger wheels that the likes of the Raleigh does, but I don't really think that's the point. You know, we've been taking on a cycle around Cambridge now and it's not handling the cobbles all that well, but I don't really think it's supposed to. That if you were looking for an electric bike to help you with your commute, then I'd recommend it. All right, we're back at base. What I want to know is, what do you think of e-bikes generally, and do you want one?
What do I think of them? A lot of fun that was today. That added oomph is great.
Yeah.
Do I want one? Yeah, I'd love one. Would I actually spend that much money on one right now? I don't think so, because the way that I use the push bike that I have, I don't think I need that extra assistance. It'd be helpful, but I don't need it. If I was in the Lake District and I wanted to go on some like great adventures regularly, longer than I would do on a push bike, it'd be really great to have one.
Yeah, we've both ridden both of the bikes, and it's unfair to compare them because they have different purposes. The FLIT would be fantastic if you were commuting and perhaps you had to go on a train and then you had a journey beyond that, and then the Raleigh is way better if you go on long bike rides and you just want something a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, good seat, the hydraulic disc brakes, good suspension. That FLIT, level 5 of that assistance, that was good.
It feels nippy, which is really fun. It's a fun ride. Do I need one? I'm in a similar position to you. I probably don't need one. Do I want one? Yes. However, I think that if I was in a place where I had to regularly travel a little bit further than I would comfortably do on a traditional bike, and I didn't have an electric car, I would 100% get an e-bike.
Interesting. And I can totally see why they'd be a really lovely thing for lots of people to have to help them out.
Definitely. So with that in mind, that is it from us. If you have been, thanks for watching and we'll see you soon on Fully Charged. Bye bye.